All right, welcome back to our session B on chapter 9 on pronominal suffixes. The last session we studied about putting pronominal suffixes upon nouns, and we showed how there were two types. There was type 1s and type 2s. The type 1s were placed upon singular nouns, and the type 2s were placed upon plural nouns. And what we're going to do in this session is get into looking at prepositions with the pronominal suffixes and how they are added to uh, prepositions. Now, in the Hebrew, prepositions also take the pronominal suffixes. And when doing so, the pronominal suffixes are objective rather than possessive. That means they act like the object of the preposition. In other words, they function as the object of the preposition, as in to him, for her, or with me, and etc. Some of the prepositions take type 1 suffixes and others take type 2. You don't need to concern yourself with the preposition's suffix preference. On prepositions, the translational value is the same for both types. So the following charts illustrate how certain prepositions receive their pronominal suffixes. And let's just go to that chart here. Let's first deal with the inseparable preposition of le in here. And this is true with le, be, and ke. But let's go ahead. The le takes the type 1 suffixes, and the preposition all takes the type 2 suffixes. Again, this is not really going to change anything because these are not nouns, these are prepositions. And so it's not going to, for translational purposes, it's not going to make any difference here. All right, we have the lamed here with which is the preposition, and the pronominal suffix, which is the hierarch yod here. To me, lecha, to you, lach, to you, lo, to him, la, to her, lanu, to us, lachem, to you all, lachen, to y'all, feminine plural, lahim, to them, a masculine plural, and to lahen, to them, feminine plural. And this is just the basic simple preposition here. This is also true with be and ke and le. When you go to a preposition like al, it takes a type 2. Alai, on me, alecha, on you, alike, on you, feminine singular, alive, to him, upon him, or it. Uh, that would be third masculine singular, and alecha, that is upon her, third feminine singular. Alenu, first common plural. Alechem, second masculine plural. Alechen, second feminine plural. Alechem, third masculine plural. And alehin, third feminine plural. And so that's it. There's no difference here. This just tends to take the type 2 and this takes the type 1. And, the thing about it is you're not really going to be writing it except maybe some exercises here, but you're just going to be reading it in the text. And so just realize this is even though this is type 2, and on nouns it shows that the noun is plural, but on these prepositions it doesn't change anything here. Just basically, that's to me, that's to you, upon you, so it doesn't change anything with that. Now the presentation of prepositions with pronominal suffixes is straightforward. There are some variations in spelling of the pronominal suffixes with certain prepositions, but don't worry about it. The only thing is basically is recognizing the person, the gender, and the number of the suffix. Person, gender, number, PGN. That you'll get used to that because you'll get into when you get into verbs, we'll have you to parse the verbs, and you'll have to give us the person, the gender, and the number. The first person, second person, third person, the gender, masculine or feminine, and the number, singular or plural. So you'll just get used to this. And when you parse these things, whether it's a noun or whether it is a verb, there's different ways to parse these things out, but that's basically what you'll have: your person, your gender, and your number. Now, once again, some prepositions will take type 1 suffixes. The prepositions le, be, im, and ate all take the type 1 suffixes. Prepositions that take type 2 suffixes include al, el, which is 2 or 4, tachat or tachat, which means under or before also, but under, and achre, after. With regard to translation, the prepositional suffix preference is of little importance. You should be comfortable identifying the prepositions with either type of the pronominal suffix. So basically, just identify the pronominal suffix on that as the object of that preposition. Now, when we get to the prepositions ka and men, there's a little difference here. These two prepositions are spelled differently when pronominal suffixes are added. And we can see this here. Kamoni, again, you got the ni here, which is the first common singular. That's the alternate form if e is ni. Kamocha, we're familiar with this one right here. Mi kamocha, who is like you? Mi is the interrogative who, and kamocha is like you. Who is like you, O Adonai? That was Miriam's song here. Okay, so we got kamoch for like you, second feminine singular. Kamohu, kamohu is third masculine, who is like him, and kamoha, like her, like her. And then we got kamonu, like us, and then the mem and the holem drop out, and it's kakim, kakin, kahim, and kahin. And then again, they'll just get familiar with these as you these. Really, this one's probably the most common, the second masculine singular in there. So you just get used to it as you go through and learn it and see it often. You'll recognize that this is just the preposition ka or ke, like or according, added to with a pronominal suffix. The next one we have is men, the preposition men. We've already gone through the preposition men earlier in our studies. We've looked at the comparative use of the men and the men of separation. So here we're going to go with use men, see men when a pronominal suffix. And men is a preposition with, from, and basically you have from in here. So you got men, and remember men when it's attached to another noun or when men is attached, the noun assimilates into the men on this preposition here. So basically, here's what we have: men attached to this mem here. That noun or that dagesh forte is actually the noun, the assimilated noun for men. And you got mimeni, from me, mimecha, from you, mimek, from you, second feminine singular, mimenu, from him, and mimena, from her. Mimenu, from us. Okay, mimenu, from us. Okay, and look at this. The third masculine singular and the first common plural are identical here. So that the context will tell you, or could tell you, on this here, Then you got Mechem, Mechin, Mayhem, and Mayhen here. Again, remember the reason why you got the Sarah here is because the noon cannot assimilate into a guttural. So the heric lengthens. The heric that is normally would be here lengthens to a serif. That's why you have that there. And we learned that rule a while back when attaching men to nouns. Okay, so let's just go over some notes on here on this here. It's just basically, as we said before, when you have ka on there, you're going to have a little difference in looks, and have men in there too. It's going to operate a little differently here um, in the vocalization. So I'm just trying to think in here. Okay, yeah, it goes to the third masculine singular and third and first common plural being identical forms. Um, so, okay, let's go ahead and go into the definite direct object marker and the preposition ate or et with the pronominal suffix. Now, the object marker ate or et takes a type 1 pronominal suffix, and the combination of the object marker and a pronominal suffix is translated as a personal pronoun in the object or accusative case. Be careful not to confuse the object marker with the preposition et or ate, which means with. They look identical. But remember, a definite direct object marker, when it is attached to before a noun, that noun has to have a definite article on it. Okay. If it doesn't have a definite article on it, then most likely it is the preposition with, ate or et. While sharing the same lexical form, these two words can be distinguished by their vowels after the pronominal suffixes have been added. So the object marker is distinguished by a holum vowel after the initial consonant, ot. It is a segol in the second masculine plural and the second feminine forms. So etkim. So the preposition is distinguished by the presence of a heric vowel under the initial consonants et, and the preposition also has the dogish forte in the tav. So basically, this is how we're going to distinguish it. You can look at it. The direct object marker has a holum. The preposition et has a heric, has an I sound. Iti or it. Ot, I always think of oat for a sign. That's what oat means, sign. So this is a sign, a direct object marker sign here. This is used as a direct object marker. It, the I, is used as a preposition with. I with. See the I in with? The I, or the heric here, is with. The oat is just the direct object marker. So we got ot, otecha, otak, oto, ota, otanu, etkim, etkin, otam, otan here. To me or me, you, him, her, us, you, them. So there's no translation of this direct object marker. All you're translating is the object of the pronominal suffix that's added to it here. Way you can tell that it is a direct object marker, it's got the holum for the most part. And then you got the et, the segol here down um, in your second masculine plural and third and second feminine plural. The heric is telling you that this is the preposition et here. So iti, itecha, itak, ito, ita, itanu, itechim, itechin, and itam, and itan. Remember, this is a Dagesh forte, even though it's in a Begakifet letter. The reason why it's not a lane A is because there's a vowel, vocal vowel preceding it. So it has to be a Dagesh forte, a doubling Dagesh here. Okay, so basically, that's what it looks like. These two look a lot alike in the roots, but these are the ways you tell this is the direct object marker. The holum tells you it's direct object marker. The heuric tells you that it is the preposition with. And we have the same thing with in 915. We have to make a distinction between the preposition im for with and am for people. And we'll see this as we go into the paradigm on this one here. Basically, im, with, just like it takes an I or a heuric, so it's with an I or a heuric. Imi, imecha, imach, imo, ima, imanu, imachim, imachin, imam, and iman. This is with me, with you, feminine singular, with him, with her, with us, with you all, feminine plural, with them, and with them, feminine plural here. So, and you notice how you have the doggish forte and all the mems going down the line here. So, now let's go to nation. Nation or people. Am is with a patak. You have a patak. So again, if you can't tell by the consonantal form, look at the vowel that's up under the first consonant. That will be the indicator of whether that is with as a preposition or a noun. Same thing with what we went through before with the direct object marker, the definite direct object marker, or the preposition with, et or eight. Okay, we have ami, amecha, amek, amo, ama, her people, amenu, amechin, amechin, and then amam and aman. There, so we go my people, your people, um, feminine singular, his people, her people, our people, your people, masculine plural, your people, feminine plural, and their people, masculine plural, and their people, feminine plural. So that's basically about it right there for this lesson here. We just want to make sure that that as you go through the homework, be sure to go back and review. And if you get into some problems going through the homework, be sure you can always go back and look at the workbook, the grammar book, just to reinforce that you're doing it right on the homework here. And be sure to sign up for the breakout sessions too. Go to tobysplace.org, sign up for them. We have them each week, and so we can do some Q&A, question and answers, and look forward to seeing you now. Until the next session, we'll go ahead and work on the homework, and next session will include the workbook.